It's live.
KDXO News Time. It is 8:36. Good morning and welcome. It's a Monday. We're 22 days into the month of May. Thanks so much for joining us. Monday means it's time once again for another edition of the Restore Show, Habitat for Humanity. This minute. Hello! I had to wake Tad up.
I think I'm ready.
Know.
I don't know. It was a rough weekend. How are you, Mike? Good
I'm
to
good.
see you.
How are you today?
Good. Good morning, Dixie. How was your weekend, bud?
Busy. I was up mostly doing baseball all weekend.
Oh, really?
long. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It was kind of fun, actually.
Yeah, not bad.
Region 9 was the number 1 and number 2, so all good stuff.
You love it.
Yeah.
No, that's great. I had a great weekend. Woman that completes me was out of town, so I was able to help a buddy pour some concrete.
Wait. That didn't sound right.
I know.
I had a good weekend because the woman that completes me was out of town.
You know, I was able to catch up on things for her. Iron her clothes, do some
I didn't want to get you in
gardening. Mike, I'm always in trouble. Who's kidding? You know,
all
really.
right.
Well, you know, since we don't have football to talk about, we can talk about the Pens. We're playing in the Stanley Cup. Donna, the Ottawa Senators versus the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Nice.
Yeah, we're up.
Nice.
We're up 3-2. I'm sorry, Donna's Canadian.
Yeah.
So last week we were last broadcast we had Suba. Kathy was nice enough to come in and talk to us about Suba.
Right.
This week we have some very, very special guests. We have got a new nonprofit in town, and we wanted to help get the word out.
Oh, cool.
And so Donna McBean is a part of our Habitat board, for she's starting off a new nonprofit as well. And we have Dr. Erin O'Brien with us here also. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Don't you like that when they obey you right to the word?
Right in there.
Wow.
Right in there. So they're here to talk about your nonprofit is called the Neighborhood Connection.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah? You want to talk about that? What are you guys going to be doing?
We're going to be, hopefully, starting in September. We're starting with one school. We're starting small, and we want to send home food on the weekends to the Title I children, because they get fed during the week, breakfast and lunch, but on the weekends, a lot of them might not have enough food. So we're hoping to put packs together and send them home with food, and that is our main purpose.
Something to sustain them over the weekend.
Right. It all kind of started with us. We were, Erin and I were at one of the many galas this year, and with Martha Hewer, who's past president of Assistance League, and she mentioned in passing, you know, because us girls talk, and said, you know, I've always wanted to send home food on the weekends to the Title I kids, and Erin and I went, okay, then let's do it. And there you go. The next thing you know, we've got a great board. We have a wonderful board of directors. Carla and Jim Sipple both are CPAs and own their own CPA firm, and they're also money managers. And we brought them on board, and they, of course, put our company together. Then they put our nonprofit together. Then you know, the bank account, the PayPal. Erin put our Facebook page together. We brought on board also Jennifer Anderson, who's the manager of the Community Soup Kitchen, who's a huge asset to us. And then we tricked a friend of ours, Mike DeMille.
That's how it happens, I know.
Who is not on our board.
Nonprofits
but you know,
exist only
we'll
because
put
you
him
can
on
trick
our,
your friends.
Yeah.
We'll put him on our board if he's interested. And he put our website together for us for absolutely nothing. And then, of course, Martha's on the board, and Erin and I are on the board. And we all, I'm taking up all the conversation here. We all bring to the table our passion for needy families and needy children, and we've all been in for numerous years in either feeding the needy or clothing. In one way or another, we've all had experience and have some expertise in that area. And I think with the combination of our board and because we're each sort of different and we're all bringing different things to it, we make an excellent team. Erin.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's so exciting. Backpack programs are found throughout the country. And in fact, there is one here in town, a wonderful, wonderful program called Tan's Treats that's able to help 3 schools, elementary schools. But obviously we have many, many, many more elementary schools than 3. So we as a community really need to step up and help these kids because while the Utah Food Bank sponsors these up north, they don't sponsor any programs down here in southern Utah. So, and so they're not even willing to actually support independent programs down here because they want to be in charge of their own. And that makes sense, but that means that we as a community really have to step up to make a difference in these kids' lives because we have these children who are receiving free and reduced meals at school to help make a difference because their families just don't have the ability to make sure that these kids have the food and nutrition that they need every day. But if they go home on weekends and don't have anything, you know, they're going to struggle in school. They're going to struggle as they develop, as they get older. You know, research shows that they don't do as well on standardized tests. It shows that just basic intelligence tests, it affects them. It shows that they have behavioral problems. They struggle to get along with their peers. So this creates problems for all of the kids in school.
Iron deficiency.
Yeah, they suffer from iron deficiency. You know, and it, you know, it's a domino effect. You know, you look at, I've got an 8-year-old. You know, this is a kid who wants for nothing. In fact, she probably wants for nothing a little bit too much. You know, and I'm privileged because I can do that for her. But she's in school with kids who are dealing with a very, very different reality. And so hopefully as a community, we can recognize what wonderful privileges we have and make a difference for these kids as well.
You know, I didn't know this was an issue. I didn't know, I was completely ignorant, unaware, you know, until Donna started speaking to me about this. And, you know, we all know that there's enough food. We produce enough food. It's the distribution that's the issue, you know, and it's getting it out to the people that need it. But, you know, whoever thought it was this much of an issue locally, too. I mean, these are kids that we see every day.
It's a huge issue here.
Yeah, and I had
issue.
no knowledge of it until you had brought it up to us.
Yeah, no, there are thousands of children in Washington County School District who receive these reduced or free meals at their schools.
And then there's not the first school that we're going to do, and depending on our finances, we're going to start this fall, and depending on the finances that are available to us, we've set. There are a certain amount of those children that are Title I kids, and 10% of those children have no homes. So they're our first priority, and we hope to get all the Title I kids at that school. But really, depending on finances, we will make sure that at least the ones that don't have a home, and which brings us to the things that we need, and we need non-perishable food.
Donations.
Donations. And when you think about it, you think, well, you know, we could send them home canned tuna. Well, you have to make sure that it's a pull tab, because some people don't have can openers, right? And
it can't be microwavable because some of these kids don't have access to microwaves.
Right.
We actually just recently invested in little hot water boilers, you know, those little portable things that you can just stick in a cup of water. So that way, you know, with parents' permission, of course, because we're sending an appliance home with kids. But, you know, hopefully it means that they will have the ability to boil water no matter where they are, because we've got just under 600 kids in our school district who are homeless. We've got another 50 plus that are living in sort of temporary housing and motels. And then we have a few thousand who are basically couch surfing. You know, they're doubling up with friends and family, and so they don't have any kind of reliable housing. And so if they don't know where they're going to be next week, they certainly don't know how they're going to make food over their weekends. So we got to make it as easy as possible and as workable for their incredibly changing situation as possible.
Okay, I'm sure you're going to get to it, but let's mention now where and how people can donate or be a part of this, and we'll do it again as we go. But so where would you want people to go to find out more, or who to contact? How does that work?
So they can go to our website.
Right.
And the
That's Neighborhood Connection with no S.
neighborhoodconnection.net.
.net. Right.
.net. Unfortunately,
.net.
somebody had already grabbed the .org.
Right.
I think as soon as we registered our nonprofit, somebody
Yeah.
scooped that one up, as tends to happen. So we are neighborhoodconnection.net, and at our website you can see a little bit more information about all of our board members, a little bit more information about the school that we worked with the Title I coordinator in Washington School District to figure out what the best school was to work with as our first school. So we're doing this in consultation with the school district. But we've got links there where you can sign up to donate non-perishables. We have recommended items that you can donate, as well as information on how to get it to us, or we will come to you and pick it up. And we also have a link where you can donate money, because some of us, sometimes we're just too busy with, our various professional lives and family lives, and sometimes it's just easier to be able to type in a credit card number and know that you've made a difference that way. And we're happy to take your money too, and we can obviously send you a tax-deductible receipt for next year's taxes.
And there's also our contact information on the website, and we're also on Facebook. And you certainly can call any of us with questions or ideas, or if you also want to volunteer. In the fall, we're going to, if we can get this rolling, and I'm quite confident that we can, we're going to need some help packing the bags on Thursday nights.
Right, and delivering them to the
and
school.
delivering them to school on Fridays.
Excellent. You mentioned you're in consultation or working with the school district. Good to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as everybody'd like to say, I'm going to do this on my own, we all need help and assistance, and it's good to know the local district, I think, is stepping up and saying, sure, sounds like a great deal, let's get involved.
Well,
Definitely.
We're dealing with my car, right? At the school.
Right, and we have, if you look at Washington County School District, I mean, the need is so clear. There's so many schools where 60-70% of the kids they qualify for Title I funding. So, some of those are already receiving some help through TAN's Treats.
Right.
But, that's just 3 of them, and there are many, many more schools than that with that kind of need. So we're going to step up, and we're going to start trying to, fill that gap.
And we're very excited about it.
Well, that was kind of obvious, I have to say.
You couldn't find a finer 2 people to be involved in this program. We see, I've been working with Habitat, and so I get carted around town often, and then we see these 2 ladies everywhere. I met Donna, years ago at the Elks, and she is involved in so many things and volunteers for so many things. Likewise with Aaron. That ever since we met Donna, she's been family. She's been great. So we're happy to support these guys in anything that they need. But just to give you an idea, these 2 just do everything. I go to every event, as many as I can. They're always there. They're always the rowdy ones that are having a little too much fun. See that?
Yes.
Hey, we can do good and have fun at the same
Absolutely.
time. I mean, really, this, hunger is something that, is not something that you think of as being a particularly cheerful thing, and it's not. But fixing it can be.
Yeah, being voluntold is often the gateway to good times.
Yes.
For sure. and that's how we met. So.
Yeah, that is how we met.
So glad to see you. So glad to see you doing something that you love and something you can really get your teeth into.
And it's nice that the whole board is so passionate about this cause. Everybody is really passionate, and the people that have stepped up to help us that aren't even on the board, are just as passionate. And
no, Donna doesn't. She hasn't really mentioned this, but I think I think the reason why Martha first approached us is because for years now, Donna has been personally sort of corralling her friends to put together food packs for families in need around the community over the holidays, and she works with a lot of local nonprofits to identify the families that should receive that help. And I just got involved in that recently because I think it's such a worthwhile thing to do. So this is really just an expansion of that, where instead of making a difference in some families' lives for a couple of weeks over the holidays, hopefully we can do this now year-round.
That just made me think. Then you're working with schools. How is it working then when school is out or something?
That's,
And are
that's
you
a
working
really-
on that?
We're working on that.
Yeah.
That is a
Okay.
really.
Yes.
We have to figure out what to do, and we haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, that's a big concern, but we haven't quite got that far yet. There has to be a way to do it. We just don't know yet.
All right. I'll
Yeah.
be patient.
Okay.
You work on it.
And
We'll be back to tell you.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there are a variety of
That's a
resources in town that kind of help out, but we just know that there's still unmet needs. So there's the soup kitchen, which is
Yes.
available year round. There's Switch Point and the Utah Food Bank, which is available year round. The university has food banks available for students there. But again, still, there's just unmet need, and the more places and the easier you make it to get that help that you need, you know, the more difference we're making in our community. So we will continue to focus on where the needs aren't quite being met.
I know I work at the community soup kitchen, and I know during the summer that they try and get the word out that for kids that, you know, hey, we've got lunches here for you from Monday to Friday. We've got the ones that haven't been coming in,
Sure.
and it's available to them. Yeah, it's available to them. But for you're right. There's a huge need during the summertime, and we'll try and do something about it. But at this point, I don't know what.
But we will.
But we will. Yeah, we will.
Yes.
It's interesting that, you know, with Habitat and doing the things that we do with Habitat, we run across a lot of the same statistics. You know, the children
I'm
do not
sure.
do well when they're living on somebody's couch just to stay in the school district. They certainly do not. I don't do well when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're dealing with a place to live and knowing where your next meal is, you know, if we can secure that, we're going to turn out a lot better.
You're cranky when we are hungry.
What is this, Mike?
Who
Really?
isn't?
A little bit? Just a little bit?
I'm glad you said that.
But it's a great thing that you guys are doing, and obviously they can help through, you know, cash donations, money donations,
Food donations.
Food donations and time.
and time.
volunteerism. And I'm sure as you go, you'll need maybe more committee members, more board members, and things like that. But any way to support, I mean, you know, with Habitat, anything you can do, I'm sure with you guys, is just mainly getting the awareness out there, but getting in contact with you guys. And so, you know, when the time is right now, you're getting things ready, but come fall, you're going to need people.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
but,
Right
you know.
now, we're accepting mainly the money and the food donations, as long as, you know, the expiration date goes out far enough that we'll be able to use it in the upcoming school year. But after that, you're right. Exactly. We're going to need people.
Yeah, if you want to help get in touch with these guys now, and that way they know, you know, what to prepare for and how many people they have to help when fall rolls around, and we can do this. You can do a good job at this.
Yes, we would love to line up volunteers. We would
Yeah.
love to line up volunteers now and not have to worry about it when we're, you know, you don't want to be trying to find volunteers on a weekly basis and hope that you've got somebody who can help take care of things when you can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll probably be there too.
Oh yeah.
Of
course you are.
He might be cranky.
Yeah.
Well, if there's gonna be food there, you
We'll-
know,
we'll
I'll be
feed
there.
you. Yes.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
We're not fighting hunger hungry.
Yeah.
That's right. Come on down to the store. We can have you pack lunches too.
Thanks.
That's a good idea. If you guys ever get into a stitch with anything, certainly let us know.
Thanks.
You know, I've got people hanging around.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
How much time do we have, Mike?
Couple minutes.
What do you want to talk about?
You've been doing pretty good so far.
I know, this is great. We should have you guys on every week.
Okay.
I'm
we'll
sure
go.
everybody's tired of listening to me. Trust me. I know Mike
no,
is.
No. I can't
Sorry, are you
imagine
still
that.
here?
Let's see.
Let's, if you don't mind, let's go over again the who's, what, where,
Yeah, definitely.
where you contact, who to get a hold of, how this is going to hopefully work. And again, this is the first of many steps, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. So we are basically just getting off the ground right now. We are a 501c3, a registered 501c3, and here today we've got Donna McBean and I'm Erin O'Brien. And the easiest way to reach out to us is to visit our website, which is neighborhoodconnection.net. We've got all of our contact information there, and we would love to hear from folks who would like to get involved in this kind of community need.
All right, sounds good. And I, again, obviously I hope this takes off, and I always say the obvious, but it does take one step to get the process going, doesn't it?
Yes, it
And
does.
So I'm glad
Yes.
to see
Yeah.
that
We're
moving
taking the
forward.
first step.
Yeah, our goal is to raise enough money so that way this program is going to be sustainable. You don't want to start providing this service and then yank the rug out from underneath the people that you're helping. So we want to make sure that we have that firm foundation so that when we start in the fall, you know, this is going to be something that makes a difference for at least a year, hopefully. That's our goal.
All right, very good. Anything else you want to say?
Look, unless you live under a rock, you're going to run into one of these two around town. And if you don't ask them about it, they're going to ask you anyways. So definitely
like
get
the deal.
involved in this.
Well,
Great.
Tad, it's always good to have you in, and ladies, it's a pleasure to meet you both.
Thank you for
We
having
Thank you
us.
very much.
obviously wish you the very best in your endeavors, and hopefully
Thanks for
we'll see
having
this
us.
just move forward.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's going to wind it up again. Another edition of the Restore